Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we're looking into the disappearance of Megan Ginevicz. She went missing 4/30/1980 from Montana. She was born January 12, 1978. She was just 2 years old when she went missing with brown hair and blue eyes. She was last seen in St. Ignatius, Montana in the early afternoon hours of April 30th, 1980. She was playing with her brother in the unfenced yard of her home, which was located in a remote wooded area of the region. She disappeared from the yard while her mother was inside doing chores, and she's never been seen again. Investigators do not believe she was abducted, it says. There was only one road leading up to her house in 1980, and neighbors did not see any strangers or suspicious vehicles in the area. The police believe she probably wandered off and drowned in a nearby stream, or was attacked by a wild animal such as a grizzly bear. It rained and snowed for 10 days after her disappearance, and if she was exposed to the elements, she could not have survived very long. An extensive search of the area didn't turn up any sign of her. Her parents divorced earlier in 1980, and she came to Montana with her mother and brother. Her mother worked as a nanny for a family in exchange for room and board for herself and her children. Megan's father lived in Colorado, and he came to Montana to assist in the search for her. Authorities do not believe Megan was harmed by either of her parents. Her father thinks she was kidnapped by a family who wanted to raise a child, and that she may not know she is missing due to the lack of evidence in Megan's case. It is classified as a non-family abduction. And that's just what it says. I don't know if that's true or accurate, but that's what it says. This is Namus, says she was 2 years old, about 2 feet tall, seen playing in an unfenced yard, which is located in a remote wooded area, brown hair, blue eyes. And here's a newspaper article that says, last seen April 29th, 1980, birthday January 12th, 1978, 2 years old. Now she would have been 16 in 1994. 2-year-old Megan wandered off early the afternoon of April 29th, 1980, while playing with her brother outside a house in a thickly forested valley east of St. Ignatius, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, so forgive me, hasn't been seen since. Local authorities figured the toddler drowned in a nearby creek or was snatched by a grizzly bear or a mountain lion. But her father, William Ginevicz of Loveland, Colorado, believes she was abducted and could be alive today, a teenager with a new identity. "I can't give up. Somebody took my kid and I'm going to catch him sooner or later," he told a reporter in his hometown this spring. More recently, he told Lee newspapers that financial limitation and failing health are preventing him from aggressively trying to find his daughter. Megan was in Montana with her mother, Donna Smith, now of Nederland, Colorado. Smith's marriage with William Ginevicz had failed, and she had gone to work as a nanny for a couple at a home 8 miles east in exchange for room and board. As she wrapped up chores Tuesday afternoon, she left Megan to play outside with her brother, Joseph, when Megan wandered off. Joseph told their mother, who couldn't find the child, Ginevicz said. Hundreds of searchers were aided by dogs and helicopters, but hampered by rain and snow as they scoured the rugged terrain for a week before giving up. Not a shred of clothing or any sign of attack was turned up, said Lake County Sheriff Joe Geldridge. "It is a real mystery," said Geldridge, adding that he figures foul play would have been obvious. William Ginevicz said he received an anonymous phone call in 1984 from a woman who told him to stop looking for Megan, that she now belonged to a spiritual movement. He also noted a rumor that a little girl matching Megan's description was seen being loaded onto a plane at a nearby landing strip and flown off. And then there is an unidentified persons case, but it says child of a man. But I thought she looked kind of similar. Here's a picture. And if you look at the picture of the girl and then look at the picture of her aged picture of what she would look like, I really thought she looked similar. But then her father wouldn't have been her father, and somebody else would have had to be a father. And then if I look at the chin of the aged lady instead of her chin, I don't know. But I think it looks very similar to both pictures, so I don't know. But, you know, it's a little girl. It's going to look similar because a lot of them have the same hair and facial shape at that age, I think. And look similar to this, so. But that's all the way in New Hampshire. In Allenstown, a 2 to 4-year-old was found in May 9th, 2000. Estimated year of death was 1978 to 1985. She went missing in 1980. It says female. It says she was about 3'10", though, at the time. 2 to 4 years old. On May 9, 2000, the skeletal remains of 2 female children were found in an overturned 55-gallon metal barrel off a wooded trail adjacent to Bear Brook State Park in Allenstown, New Hampshire. A woman and another female child had been found dead next to a barrel in the same area in 1985. All 4 were victims of homicide. The victims from 1985 and one of the children found in 2000 have since been identified as Marilys Honeychurch and her daughters. Mary, who died in prison in 2010. Their last known residences were in Connecticut and California. Their killer had been identified as Terry Peter Rasmussen, who died in prison in 2010. Rasmussen had used a number of aliases, including Robert Bob Evans, Curtis Mayo Kimball, Gordon Jensen, Lawrence Larry Vanner, and Gary Mockerman, and he is known to have spent or lived in Connecticut, New Hampshire, Idaho, Arizona, Hawaii, and California. Through DNA testing, it has been determined that the still unidentified female child found in 2000 is the daughter of Rasmussen. Her age at the estimated year of death is 2 to 4 years old. She had fine brown, slightly wavy hair and an overbite that might have been noticeable by others. It is unclear how she is associated with Marilys and her daughters, but it is estimated that they all died at the same time between 1978 and 1984. Advanced forensic testing reveals that this non-related child did not grow up in the same geographical area as the other 3 victims. She likely was born and spent the majority of her childhood in a more northern and inland location such as New Hampshire, North Vermont, upstate New York, and further inland. So, and that was the only Jane Doe I saw that I noticed that was a child. There might be other ones, but... So who knows what happened to her. Anyway, if you have any information, please contact authorities. There's an age progression photo, but you can't really see it in this photo. I guess when they copied it, it came out too light. Anyway, feel free to leave comments. Don't forget to pray for her family, her loved ones, and have a blessed day. Oh, wait. And there was another little girl. We'll mention her too, because there was another little girl, Nyleen K. Marshall, who went missing. Let me scroll. She went missing. Megan went missing in 1980, and Nyleen went missing in 1983. And it says she was 4 years old, and she vanished during a family outing in the Elkhorn Mountains east of Clancy on the afternoon of Saturday, June 25th, 1983. They don't know if she got lost or if she was abducted. She was barefoot, wearing shorts and a t-shirt, and she wandered off while playing near Beaver Dams on Maupin Creek, about 15 miles south of Helena. The rain-plagued search extended 2 weeks and involved tracking dogs, helicopters, airplanes, divers, and hundreds of volunteers who combed the creek bottoms, mountain ridges, and mine shafts. The girl had been with her parents, Kim and Nancy Marshall, who were attending a ham radio operators gathering in the area. She was last seen by other children along the creek. The Marshalls now live in Japan, said Campbell, who talks with them occasionally. Searchers found no trace of her, nor has any evidence turned up in the woods in the years since. No clothes, no body, no bones, the undersheriff said. but there's also nothing in the way of positive evidence to say that she was abducted. Anyway, feel free to leave comments and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.